a few things as I am shuffling, just to start off our, I don't know, irrelevant chat, I guess, before the reading begins. And I saw the new AI drop, which I don't know. I mean, it is problems, but a lot of it, like the biggest problem right now is that like it's too cost prohibitive to really help anyone sort of democratize if they wanted to make their own media, like animation or film. The gatekeeping with cost is like too prohibitive for the actual person. But the thing is, these sort of companies that use that the most and pay like filmmakers or animators the most and give them jobs can afford it. And so my concern remains the same at the moment about AI, besides it disrupting reality, which as long as you are keeping like yourself about you and you kind of know what not to pay attention to, it's sort of like you'll be fine. It's more other people that I'm concerned about. Other people. So there's that. Have concerns about that. And then sort of, not really related, but sort of, there is a new romantasy book that is being hyped right now. It just released and I was kind of looking at it because it's supposed to be a bit darker, and I do write dark romantasy, so you know I'm always looking on the lookout for stuff that I would actually like to read, but also things that I could use as a comp title. Or just like, you know, if you like this, then, you know, you might like my stuff as well. When I went to look at kind of like the listing for it, like the ad copy, this new book, right, is already, it's already like we have the MGM movie deal for this book that's being written by, I forget what director, like they had attached to like, or like screenwriter they had attached to write the screenplay, who's also like very famous, as like already attached to this. And it's a new release, and then I was like, well, this can't be a debut author. Like I would be surprised if it was a debut author, and it wasn't. The particular woman who they had attached to writing the novel, like I assume anyway, she is a contemporary romance author who's written a bunch of stuff. Like she has a huge backlist, and this is the first fantasy or romantasy that she's writing. And it's so like whoever is in charge of this particular project that already has this massive push behind it, what they did was they paid attention to Fourth Wing, right, and Rebecca Yarros. There's like, oh, there's something about this contemporary voice mixed with light fantasy that does really well with mass audiences, and especially with women, because it's really women within this particular field that makes that kind of stuff go viral, and everybody wanting to read it, and you know, and all that stuff. And so it was just like they looked at all of that and they're like, okay, well, let's get our own contemporary romance author who has a pretty good track record and get her writing some, you know, fantasy. And we're gonna put out this product and we're gonna push it. It's like, it's being pushed. Like it's a market, like to me, and I do care and I don't care that like they just pick, they're just like, this is the project that we are pushing to already have the movie deal attached, because it already has the movie deal attached. We need to make sure that this gets out and people are just like gushing over it. Just gushing over it. And maybe the book is good, maybe it's not good. I haven't read it yet. I probably will, but there's like something about that. There's something about like, oh, and we already have the movie deal attached, and so A, B, C, and D, we need this project to be successful, like commercially successful, like kind of regardless, that irritates me. That really irritates me, because it's just like, there's something in me, right, that really wants things to naturally occur, okay? Like, there's something about, like, I want this movie to be made because the story is good, not because you think that you have a good story, and so you're pushing it, you're throwing a lot of energy behind it to get it front and center. And I know that once you start getting into the realms of like that level of media and like pop stardom and also movies and everything else, there is always some element of that is going on. And for some reason, I mind it kind of less when it's just like pop stardom, or pop stardom of a particular stripe. Like I'm not mad about Sabrina Carpenter, but also Sabrina Carpenter was in fact working before she like is what she's like. She was doing stuff. So even though it is kind of like Nepo baby, like we have money behind this, like from the start, she is not where she is. They didn't just like drop her like right into where she is now. She was in fact doing a lot of work and also this other stuff. And so that's why I'm not really like super mad about like the author getting this opportunity, because she already has been she's been working. That's why she was picked. But I'm just like, there's just something about like, we're just gonna pick this book because this is the book that we want to be successful, and we're gonna push that on you, rather than something like legitimately, like whether you feel a certain type of way about Sarah J. Maas or Leigh Bardugo or not, while they had industry backing behind them. Like Sarah J. Maas was publishing on Fiction Press when she was 16, and she got an organic audience that way, and then she got picked up, and then all this stuff like happened around her. Whether you like her books or not, there was an organic swell behind her. Like she did that to an extent, right? Obviously she had help, and it's the same kind of thing for Leigh Bardugo as well. And people like that. And so like, there's just something about, we are like, there's too much like puppeteering. There's too much puppeteering. And for me, it just like, it feels like an attack. It feels very much like, I want that to get away from me. Like, no, you're not gonna put that onto me. Like, I'm gonna like what I'm gonna like, or we're gonna like what we're gonna like, and you're going to make that. Like, to me, that's kind of like the natural order. That's very malleable, but it's sort of like, even the things like 80s cartoons that were designed to sell toys to children, like the kids actually like the cartoons. Like, there was some kind of like, we are like developing something that kind of organically appeals to kids in a certain way. Like there's a certain way of thinking. But I don't know what it is about this and certain things that just it strikes me more of like, I want to reject, like my being wants to reject that. When there's a certain element of it like going on, like kind of all the time when it comes to mass media. Like I get it. So I'm more curious about like, why is it this that I'm latching onto? And it's not necessarily because of, I think books are precious. I really don't at this point. But it does, like, because it just pops up, because like people don't have the same reaction to Sabrina Carpenter that they had towards like the tramp stamps. And so that's what I'm kind of like, why was it so glaring with these people when something similar or the exact same is going on with this person, and yet it is accepted? It's like the organ transplant, like your body accepting the organ or not accepting the organ. Like there's something to do with that. Anyway, I'm just saying all of that is on my mind for some reason, and I'm very kind of concerned and fascinated and excited, curious about what the hell is gonna like result from all of this. All I can tell you is, well, I might read that book. I'm not going to see that damn movie. And like, I deeply want the book to be good. Like, that's my thing. I deeply want that book to be actually like good in a commercial way. I really do want it to actually hit. Because I like reading books like that in general, and like I will be so angry if it's not only like, because it is a form of commercial slop, right? But I like, as long as it's like the slop that's hitting, like, okay, fine, like I'm gonna accept that. Like, it's the slop I like, because slop isn't actually a problem. It's a feature for like most things. It just depends on if it's the slop that you like or not. And so I get that. And so I just really don't want it to be something that is actually mid, that you could have just gotten like anyone to do. I am really hoping she actually like hit with this commercially, because if I read it and it is some mid stuff that any old, like you could have gotten anybody, like you could have picked up almost anybody from this slush pile with the aggressive midness that's on this particular piece of written content, like oh my god. Anyway, I really hope this author did hit with it. I hope it's good. So anyway, let's get on to this, like what's going on here. We're watching and waiting, girl. The madness, we're watching and waiting, some type of madness to resolve, maybe. Somebody's surveying something. So we have the Two of Wands, watching, waiting, we're watching and waiting. What? The madness, the Five of Wands, right? There's something going on here. Ending with the Lovers, we're kind of waiting to see like if something, because I mean, I don't know that that's a relationship. It's like right now at this level, it's just sort of giving, we are waiting for the conflict to resolve. We are waiting for the thing to move through, for the thing to manifest, for us to be at peace, or a decision, a particular, because the conflict could be like, if this is somebody's decision-making process, it's sort of like, I'm in conflict over a particular decision that will be made. And that one makes sense with like yesterday's read. But in circling back to like this AI thing, as I'm pulling to allow the read to progress, I don't know, because like there's something interesting about, we're still watching and waiting with this Hermit on the Two of Wands. This person might have been doing this for a long time. We're like, the idea with all of these AI tools seems to be like, we're putting you, like the individual now has access to all this stuff. You can make your own little like media empire if you wanted, or like completely organic, like games that are tailor-made for you. Like you create like, or the AI creates like a movie that is designed specifically for you and is not for wide distribution. I don't know, maybe that will work. Like, I just feel like there is something antithetical, and this could just be my bias and me like and being of a particular time, right? I'm not someone who would be being born or growing up with this like in tandem with them, like kind of like I was for the internet. And so this is just like maybe an of a time sort of thinking. But like whenever I'm thinking about creation, and it's not that like AI or programs or whatever aren't an other entity, like if you want to think about it that way, that you are working with, like I can see that. But typically what makes like things like movies and books and games like interesting is that a lot of different people are working on them and bringing something to it. And so when you completely consolidate into one person, even if it's just personal content, like I just feel like that, like I'm curious as to if people would actually enjoy that or not. Because even I, like, just thinking about that now, let me look at this, because, this is the King of Cups, okay? The King of Cups is in this is either an external conflict that this person's looking at, or it's internal, because the King of Cups, that's the emotional realm. But this person could be in conflict over a particular relationship, something like that. Even, like, let's talk about personal content feeds, right? You still need like an element of spontaneity within the content feed, which it seems like TikTok tends to do pretty well. But I can tell you right now, there's so much that I have just like blocked. There is so much of a shuttering of content that I now allow into my own YouTube feed, not because my interests have dwindled, but because what is big on YouTube is simply not my interest. It is a form of slop, like this like particular reaction content, and like we're gonna like, it's like a conglomeration of like TikTok clips, right? And people are saying like, oh, this is like a big issue right now. And it's like, no, it's not. A lot of it's not. A lot of that is like completely just some fucking discourse shit that's happening on TikTok that is affecting no one in real life. Not truly. Unless you're bringing it there. And so to me, it's like, it is, not only is that TikTok discourse pointless and irrelevant, but YouTube videos sourced off of that content is also pointless and irrelevant. And it is to the point now where like the same thing is happening to me for a lot of political discourse. Unless we are talking about actual law, only the people who are talking about like relevant topics that are happening politically. Because a lot of it is just like reactionary shit. And so it's pointless to watch it. Because it's not about an actual issue. It's about something completely invented. And so I'm just like the amount, like I just kind of watch stuff now. Like I still watch like reportage and yes, editorializing that I know is editorializing, but it's just like, depending on how far it starts going, it's just like, there's no point in me watching. Like that's why there's no point in really watching streamers. There's no point to it for the most part. Because anybody, and it includes mainstream media that's on 24/7, like that's not a real thing. They are generating news. And so it's just like, I don't know, girl. Like there's just something about that I find frustrating already at that level, where it's like, well, this is what you're interested in, and this is so like, let us feed you this thing. It's just like, I'm just like, no, there's nothing here. There's nothing here of relevance for me to watch. And so I just feel like if you're now taking that into the level of we're gonna create it like with AI, if I'm already frustrated by it within y'all's algorithms and for people who are creating slop organically, like I'm not gonna prefer it when it's fed to me with AI. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just wondering if that's like a thing that is unique to me and like a certain percentage of the population, or if this is a more widespread thing, right? And it's of a time, because if you get kids, like that's the thing, if like, when it's an aging population, a maturing population, the people who are trying to push that will try and like get it into kids programming, because if they can just get kids used to it, that's like the long-term customer, not the people who are already aware. So they're gonna care less about you than they are about those kids, which is also insidious. But that's also been going on with like the cigarettes and everything else. That's why. The Lovers, 3 of Coins. So I am so distracted today. I'm so sorry. But all that's happening in this read so far is that somebody is looking for some sort of conflict, internal or external, to resolve so that something can stabilize. And it's being represented by the Lovers right now. I don't know that that's a relationship. It's just some sort of resolution. 3 of Coins, stable resolution. So something's in flux right now. And there's nothing like super compelling here at the moment. Like I'll dig into what the conflict may be if there's absolutely no questions that I have, but it's just like, okay. The world. So these could be things that are going on in the world, or what I am talking about. Like this is an actual thing that is going on. This person is actively going to resolve their own conflict or this own external conflict, and the time of consideration is closing. Or again, we are talking about things that are going on in the world that this person doesn't have much control of, which in fact, if this is a relationship over here, somebody may be going, I don't have any control over what's going on here over the world, but I do have more agency over my relationships. And so I am going to turn into the comfort of my stable relationship, stable friendship, stable family to receive some solace about this. Or, if that's not a relationship, the stable things in life. Like, what peace is available to me? This is somebody redirecting their focus after like seeing, I can't do anything about it. If they really can't. If they can't do anything about whatever is going on, this is somebody going, well, if I can't do anything about what's going on, I need to redirect my focus to provide myself some peace of mind or some stability here, because that's unfortunate that is happening. I can't do anything about it. And so me being in mental and emotional and perhaps physical turmoil isn't doing anything. So I can at least take care of myself. And potentially others as well. Two of Cups, probably this is about a relationship. Probably this is about, if it's not about a relationship entirely, like there's a problem in somebody's relationship, then it's the scenario that I'm talking about. Somebody is seeking solace in a relationship that they have once they determine that certain problems are beyond their resolution. Or they want to, anyway, if this person doesn't have a relationship. They will be seeking one. Page of Pentacles, yeah, this is just like, this is what this person's going to be doing. I will look at what the Five of Wands is to see if this is more like a personal issue. Like this person has a problem in an existing relationship that they are, like, it looks like they're going to solve this. Or they're going to work on solving whatever the problem is to create stability. If it's a marriage, if it's more just like a life partner, or like more, I want to say like it's just casual partner, like boyfriend, girlfriend, or the non-gendered variety of that, or same-sex variety, girlfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, boyfriend. Or friendship, whatever it is. So we will check on this Five of Wands. And then maybe I'll see what this, I don't know. I just feel like that's a good ending. So I'm not really concerned, because it feels like the person who's, like, the energy that's involved with this seems like a fairly self-determined person. And so once they've decided on something, I don't think it's going to be a problem for them. It feels pretty clear, but they have to make that decision first. All right, what is this Five of Wands? The Two of Swords, well, that could just be a decision. Yeah, King of Swords. This person, I think this is an internal decision. Yeah, Seven of Cups. What's going on right now is this is an internal conflict. This is an internal conflict. Well, okay, there's a question. What is the internal conflict? Like, what is this person kind of going back and forth about? They're going back and forth about, well, they're going back and forth. That's always unhelpful. What are they going? Well, they're going back and forth. It's just these issues. Like, I don't know. Let's see. Well, the Four of Wands, that's the coming together. That is the thing. We're going back and forth about the thing. That doesn't tell me what the problem is. Three of Wands, so at a distance. Going back and forth about this thing that I want that I'm at a distance from. I will see if we can't get anything on this Two of Coins, and then I'm just like, girl. Because that's the going back and forth. I want to know the source of the conflict. The source. What is at the center? And the Hanged Man. It's just somebody's decision-making process. It's kind of like what direction to take. Yeah, like when to go, where to go. It seems like logistics. I'm not seeing okay. I'm not seeing a huge conflict. Well, I guess that makes sense with the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is not kind of a big deal. Like, it is a conflict, but it is more just like, okay, So, do I want to really look at this? Let's see if we can get any details on our King of Cups. Cause I'm just sitting here just like, do I really care? Like, it just seems like, it seems like what I'm reporting on here is kind of like loose ends and details. Like when there's no major conflict, interestingly, when there's no major conflict in a read and things are just coming together, the reads are fucking boring, okay? It's just like, yeah, I mean, girl, like, it's all working out. I don't know what you want. It's like way more interesting when we got like dick witches and stuff, but like that's an interesting read for me, but it's not really what you want in real life, you know? All right, this King of Cups, relevant details maybe about this person. See, they're moving. I'm telling you, this is why I'm just kind of like, wrap it up. Like, I don't know, Three of Cups, like, unless this is a whammy. No, Ace, like this person's doing it, okay? Like, all right, that's fine. Like I told you, the energy is correct. That is a self-determined person that is probably like, once they figure out their logistics, they're going to do this thing. There's I can just go to the final advice outcome because this isn't a problem either. This person's like this is like essentially somebody wanting to create a stable relationship with a person or like a stable situation, no matter like what it looks like. They're saying, I don't have to get anything on the list. Is there anything interested on this Page of Pentacles? Not really. There's nothing interesting there. It's just going to be like, yeah, they want to do this. So let's go ahead and get the final advice outcome. And I would check, like, they were just flat out. I'm just like asking, is there anything of interest on like this Page of Pentacles? Is there anything interesting here? And they're just like, no, it is what it is. I'm just like, all right, well, then we don't need to dig. We don't need to dig for trouble. Girl, non-gendered girl. So basically this is you or somebody that you know has reached the end of a long decision-making process. They are currently working out logistics of like, how do I do this? When do I do that? Like how much, what time? About, I'll just call it coming together with somebody else. Either it's somebody that they are already in relationship with or somebody that they want to be in relationship with. If it is not a relationship, this could be talking about your personal manifestation process. So if you recognize what I'm talking about or your own attitude, but you're not really creating a relationship, you're more creating like a product or like an art thing or, you know, anything like that. It could like be physical health. Like I am making an action plan for my physical and mental health. It's like you're doing it. It's gonna, like, you're working on the stability. Like it's going to happen if you keep on the trajectory that you're on. So any type of way you can take that particular message, like in the general sense, since we have the Two of Cups plus the Lovers come out already, like, and typically I do get relationship reads for some reason. I would say probably like the bulk of people, like if you're, obviously if you already have a partner and you know like this is true, like this is happening as well. Or if you know somebody that, you know, would be in this type of a situation with you or about you, then probably, yeah, the energy is yours. 10 of Coins, 9 of Cups, the Hierophant. It's ordained, it's working out, it is all coming together. Probably it's what you want, what you and this person wants. And if this is like a marriage, then yeah, like it is a marriage in a church, or it's a serious thing. It is within divine accordance. It is aligned with the Tao. You will be fruitful and multiply. You will prosper. So if you're talking about marriage and kids, yeah, it's that. It's marriage and kids. It's a really great business partner that you're going to make a lot of great things with and potentially like a lot of profit too that would also benefit a community. It's what you want. What you want is also what God wants, and it's what other people want as well, when it is truly authentic and aligned with your values. And you are consciously and intentionally and consistently putting that out into the world every single day.